there are anything in excess of 100 detainees who've expressed the wish that they want to go on hunger strike because of the conditions that they're held in, and that these people are not being allowed to express this wish. They are being put into restraint chairs, they're having these feeding tubes pushed into them by medical staff, and they have no say in that. This is just happening, and therefore that is torture. Now, interestingly, the American government has been trying to redefine torture. All the way through the ages, from the rack in the Middle Ages, we understand what torture means. Torture is not just a bodily death or multiple organ failure, which, as I understand it, is what the American government is trying to get it defined at. We all understand really what torture constitutes. It's a procedure usually associated with significant discomfort done against someone's will, and this is exactly what's happening here, and doctors in Guantanamo are colluding with this, and I think it's important as a physician to speak out against this because it is in direct contravention of people's human rights. As a physician, I was very concerned with the reports of what is actually force feeding occurring in Guantanamo Bay, and there's no dispute about that. The American government accepts that force feeding is taking place. And I don't have a feeding tube to show you here, but for anybody who's not familiar with this, this is a thick plastic tube which is inserted through the nose, down into the throat, down into the stomach tube. And it is not comfortable. I've had one of these tubes placed myself when I was performing an experiment. To put the tube in, the detainees would be also put into a restraint chair in cold isolation. These tubes are being put in the context of a hunger strike. As a physician, if I have any patient who refuses a treatment, it is my job as a physician to respect that decision. A lot of people will remember what happened to the hunger strikers, the Irish hunger strikers. They actually were allowed to die. This is actually the complete opposite about this. This is inserting a feeding tube against somebody's will into them, and that constitutes torture.